Alright, Algebra 2 class, here's the notes for the using exponential functions in real world problems. You can see here we have our different formulas that you can fill in on your notes paper when you're ready. Now, there are a couple of things that we have to be aware of and make sure that we understand. A is what we're trying to find. That's the total amount. P, that's here. That's going to be normally in our problem. That's our starting amount. The rate, this is important, as a decimal. So remember to convert 15%. That equals 0.15. Okay? The next is the N, the number of times counted per year. So you'll see words like yearly. Yearly would be 1. Monthly, 12. Quarterly, 4. And then you could have daily. And other options. And then T is the number of years. And that's just we have to figure out how many years it's been. So let's take a look at a problem or two. So take a second to read the problem, and let's look at some of the important information. In 1990, approximately 29,816,591 people lived in California. The population has grown, so this is a growth. That's why you see the plus R over N. We want to find our key things. The P is right here. Our rate per year. But how are we going to figure out from 1990 to 2007? How many years is that? Well, that's 17. That equals your T. So now we're ready to plug in. The biggest thing is once you plug in, you got to watch how you type it into your calculator. So take a minute, try it out, see what you get, and then I'm going to click on to the next slide in a minute. So hopefully you got it set up, and now you can see if your solution is correct. Each of these problems is going to be very similar, just finding that information that we have there on the right, plug it into the formula, and watch how we type it in. My biggest suggestion is figure out inside the parentheses first, then take it to the power, and then take that answer times your principal. These are going to be some large numbers, so the more we round, the further off you're going to be. So you want to try to keep as many decimal places as you can. And if you're using a TI graphing calculator, you can do that with ease. I'm going to click through the next couple slides and then put the answers up so that you can kind of work through and make sure you're doing it correct. But now, even with this one example, you should have a good idea. So here again, we want to take a second, read it. We want to look at it. Our P, our rate. Notice it's decreasing because just like they say, as soon as you drive a car off a lot, it's losing its value. So here we have 1 year, 3 years, and 5. So these are our N's. So we're going to do this problem 3 times. Okay. And the number of times a year is 1. So I'll give you a minute, get it set up, and see what you come up with. Again, the less we round, the better. A good note down here at the bottom, if you think about it, if you're losing 25% each year, the car is only worth 75% of the value from the previous year. So that's another way you can do it, but it's a little bit longer. All right, so here we are again. Here's your principal. Here's your annual interest. Number of years, 10 years. So let's just go through here. Annual, and it'll equal 1. Monthly is 12. Quarterly is 4. Weekly, 52. Daily, 365. When you get to continuously, you want to use this formula. And then you want to really look at daily and continuously and see how they compare. So take a couple minutes, set them up, try to solve, and see how you do. All right. Hopefully pause the video, took some time to come up with your answers, and now let's see how you did. So you should have noticed E and F, they're very close. E is actually considered the money number because that's what banks use to compound interest continuously. And where they get you on this the most is on a credit card. That's the one that everybody gets in the most trouble with continuous interest, is on the credit card. So again, this is a neat thing where you get to see where math really is used in everyday life and everyday problems, and it's very important as you go forward in life. So show you the last one. You need some information, so we're going to talk about that as well. You should be able to fill out these formulas now. If you're not sure, go back to the beginning of the video and those are there. Whoop, went a little too fast. So we have to look at some information here. The maximum population of deer, where do we start with, and so on and so forth. So going forward, the information you need is actually in this problem. This 900 is the maximum population of the deer. The 213 comes from where it crosses the y-axis. So we're looking for this information here, but we have to figure out X or T in this case, which is number of years. So we started in 1985. This is 1988, so that would be 3 years. And then your initial population again. Because we approximate it, you guys could have come up with different answers if I gave you time to do that, but you get the idea. So plug it in, T equals 3. And then what causes this is that eventually between hunting, the resources, spare food, the population is only going to grow to a maximum amount, etc. All right, I'll see you guys on Monday. Hopefully have these all down and make sure you review them so you know the information.